Hello there, it's Rice Cutta, your favorite man in the rice fields, and I'm here at Xcal Shooting Sports for the Guns Out Range Day. It's pretty cool. They have really good guns, really expensive guns, more that cost more than my Civic. The question is, will I buy one? No. Can I afford one? Probably. Would it be financially responsible? Maybe. But besides that, I'm here to get people's opinions on 3D printed guns, because obviously I have the tried and tested, the fan favorite FGC 9 skateboard. And let's see if we can get some signatures on this very early prototype and get people's opinions on 3D printing and where it's gonna go. I have this gun mag as a mic stand, so you know, gotta be on brand. That's what we're gonna say. So let's get inside and see if we can meet some fun and crazy people. Yeah, I mean, if it's loud in here, that would suck, but you know, if it isn't, that's perfectly fine, because I bought this mic so it wouldn't be so loud. Let's see how that plays out. As you guys know, I'm Rice, and
Galen Muhammad.
And I had a few questions. What do you know about 3D printed guns?
About 3D printed guns?
3D printed guns.
3D printed?
3D printed.
3D?
Have you heard of a 3D printed gun?
Oh, 3D printed gun.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, I have.
To your, like, what have you heard about them? What have you seen them around in public? And I know you guys are doing like teach shooting and all, teach shooting to like African American people. Have you seen a 3D printed gun out in public or anything else?
No, I've seen them on sale at gun shows.
Interesting. That's the first time I heard that one. Have you heard of like the FGC 9?
No, I haven't.
It's like one of the most known, most prolific guns out around. It's fully 3D printable, except for your bolt, your barrel, all those other things. Do you think that's a good thing for the people to have out in the public? Do you think everybody should be armed no matter what, even if it's a Glock or something they made at home, like fully at home?
No.
No?
No.
And why do you think that?
Well, I mean, first of all, I believe anybody that has a firearm should be well trained. That's number one. Number two, we also have people who are basically not mentally stable enough to have a gun. They shouldn't have guns. Then we have people who are felons. They shouldn't have guns. So no, everybody should not have a gun just because it may be available to them.
And although you've just heard of like 3D printed firearms, I would say I'm a designer of them. I design and hand out those files.
Let me say this. I'm from Maryland, so they're illegal in Maryland.
Yes.
So I mean, so keep that into context. Here in Virginia, maybe a different ball game.
That is true. And you know, I don't roll through Maryland with my stuff because it's not going to be a fun time. But do you think that it's good for people to learn how their firearms work from the in and out, rather than just buying them and buying them and put them in a box and taking them to range every once in a while?
Oh yes, no doubt. Good. Me because number one, I'm a certified firearm instructor. So yes, everybody should. There are lots of people go out, they buy a handgun for their protection, but in the meantime, it's in the closet somewhere under hats and boxes and pens and papers and whatever else is up there, gathering dust. So the something should break out, and they need that firearm. They haven't trained with it, so they're going to actually go back to where they started, and their training level is at zero. That's where they'll go to. So they don't know how to hold the gun. They don't know if it's loaded. They don't know where the ammo is, but they know where the box is up in the closet in the back in the dark somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like, because technically, as you said, you're in Maryland, but for me, I'm a Virginia person. So I've never ever filled out a paperwork for firearm because I've built every single one of mine. I would say if everybody has a gun, do you think it's a generally safer thing for more people to be armed in general?
Yes. Yes.
Would you like a word on this?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you. It's nice meeting you. Like I said, I'm Rice. Would you like to sign this one-of-one skateboard? Okay. Here you go. Hello. I'm obviously Rice. Everybody knows that. And you are?
John Crump.
Yes. And what do you know about 3D printing?
A lot. I'm really big into the 3D printing community. I got into it way back when Cody Wilson. I knew Cody Wilson before he printed the Liberator, so I was into it when he was talking about doing it. Got in touch with him, started doing interviews with him. Know pretty much everyone in the 3D printing community. I print Glocks. I just printed like the 3D P90.
Oh yeah, from Ozzy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know all those guys, Mr. Snow, Xander, all those guys over there.
Yeah. I just ran into them at the what was it, the Gunmakers match.
Yeah, that was up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that was a fun drive. It was cold. I was wearing shorts. I was freezing, so I was shooting faster because I just wanted to get back to sitting down. I was really cold. You've been in the game for a while, obviously. Where do you see 3D printing guns like going in the future? Because obviously this is an event showing everything from staccatos to the top of the line to the regular like they're selling here. Where do you see 3D printed guns making their home in this whole area?
I think it's going to grow. I think the government's going to try to shut it down, especially with the passage of the reauthorization of the Undetectable Firearms Act. So I do think it's going to grow, but I think the government's going to try to stop it. But you can't stop the signal, especially with 3D printing. You buy a Ender 3 for a couple $100, put a hardened steel nozzle on there, carbon fiber, or whatever, or nylon, and you're off running, or even PLA Plus for some of the smaller guns.
Yeah.
I think the best designers are going to come out of the 3D market, and you're already seeing that with like Invader Zip and all those guys.
Yeah, I finished building my Arc. I used that for testing on my flash cannon I was building, I was designing.
Yeah.
And I would say like obviously with all that stuff happening with the 3D printed whatever the plastic laws they're trying to pass in government, they can't, like you said, you can't really stop the signal because if I buy a $99 Ender or a Bamboo, I can print out a Glock in 16 to 4 hours and then, be ready to rip and go. I don't think they can stop it. I don't think anybody's going to try to stop it. I mean, they're going to try to stop it, but I don't think they can. And I mean, with the Gun Owners of America, you guys are doing your best to try to stop up the government anyway.
Yeah, we're working directly with the 3D printing community to try to stop bad laws and keeping them informed. Like at our latest event, we had Control Pew come out, Alex, and he's a great guy. So we are working directly with the 3D printing community, and I work for GOA, and I'm also big into the 3D printing community. So we're pretty on top of stuff, and we're well informed of what's going on.
Yeah, and I mean, I just saw you guys as you guys are fighting back against the brace law and all that stuff. So you guys are fighting the good fight, making sure nobody's a felon for doing something that was legal maybe 5 minutes ago. But with the ATF, everything's illegal when they decide it. So
exactly.
Yeah, it was good talking to you.
Talking to you too.
Keep fighting the good fight. And would you like to sign the board?
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
I'll get you a marker.
Boarded.
Yeah. Hello, I'm with the amazing people at JMac Customs. I've seen you guys do great work with PSA with their AKs. I'm Rice Cutta, as you might have heard before, and I'm here to ask questions about 3D printing. What do you guys know about it?
So 3D printing is an essential process for development of our products. So we have our own internal 3D printers, and when we do the development of the products, we do a lot of 3D printing. So for us as a manufacturing process, it's a very critical element, and it's changed the way that we develop, prototype, and get things on the market. So that's what it is for us.
Yes. For us, like he said, we can design, say, a muzzle device, right? We can have it 3D printed same day, overnighted to us for threading on, looking at it, making sure that everything is just like how we want it to be. And then if we want to make any minor adjustments, we can go from there before we go into production. So it is time saving and cost efficient for JMac Customs.
And have you guys been keeping up with 3D printing news and what's coming out here and there?
Honestly, where I get my 3D printed news is print, shoot, repeat.
Of course, we all know him, we all love him. Great guy, bought one of these boards when they first came out. I'm probably gonna see him again soon in San Antonio for the people. I mean, whatever it's. I don't even know what the name is fully. I don't think it's actually that. So the Plastikov V4 is coming out, which is a 3D printable AK. What do you guys think about that?
So I believe that 3D printing, as I previously mentioned, is great for product development, testing, that sort of things. I think as the technology improves, that we will be able to fully print firearms. And I think that that is a good thing. I think that as 3D technology improves in general, you're not going to be shopping at IKEA, you're going to be printing it at your house. So I believe that 3D printing is definitely the way of the future, and as this technology, most specifically the materials, improve, we're going to be able to do a lot more with it.
No, I agree.
Oh, I mean, okay, yeah. Like I said, the Plastikov V4 is the printable AK, so I'll probably be picking up one of your guys' handguards for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've been customizing that thing, trying to get everything right where it is, but you guys do it perfectly fine and do it great. So
Thank you.
You'll probably get an order from me very soon.
Excellent.
The good thing about our handguard is it doesn't attach to your receiver or your handguard retainer, so it just single points to that barrel. So no matter what receiver, if it's 3D printed, it still works.
Even better. So, nice talking to you guys.
Great talking
Very
with
nice talking to you.
Would you like to sign the board?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm with.
Kamal, aka Flamo.
All right. Obviously, I have the skateboard here. Do you know what the skateboard? What's on this skateboard?
Guns out, gear maybe. I don't know. I know it's a CZ. It looked like a CZ. Yeah, it looked like a CZ from the front. Yeah, I guess. You know.
If I told you were wrong, would you believe me?
I would believe you for sure, because it looks weird. It doesn't have the CZ bottom, but it has the CZ like front part. Yeah, and then it has a buffer tube. I don't think the CZs have buffer tubes, so yeah.
This is an FGC9. It's a fully 3D printable PCC. It's been used in overseas to fight. It's been everywhere, Europe where you can't even get a gun, overseas to fight rebel groups, to arm rebel groups and everything else. And you can build one in your house. For 3D printed guns, what do you know about them?
I know slightly a little bit, you know. I know if you don't build it correctly, it could crack on you. Yeah, but I you know.
Have you seen any videos of them actually being used, like in competitions, just being shot, being like torture tested? Have you seen any of those videos?
I have seen some. I've never seen them in competition, but I have seen them being used. Yeah.
Would you, so if you ever learned and did all this stuff, would you print a gun and use that in competitions and all the other, everything else in between?
If it was accurate, you know, I like the trigger pull, it was reliable, sure, why not? Yeah, why not?
And this is like the tipping point where you go all homemade and everything in between with the FGC9, but you can print Glocks, ARs, AKs now. Well, we had AKs for a while, but everything in between. Is there a kind of gun that you like to see, or maybe something you would like is like, hey, I want to print that now, or something that would just make you jump at it?
Yeah, something like an MR762, HK MR762 lookalike. That's my next cop, so that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And what if I told you you could print an MP5?
I would believe it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna build one, but I have not got around to that yet.
Okay.
But my next build is an AK.
Okay.
Do you? Obviously, you are a competition shooter, and you may have like ends in the industry. Where do you see 3D printed guns making their footprint and having their home in?
Honestly, with the right push, anywhere. Competition, home defense, duty pistols, with the right push, it can definitely go far, for sure.
If I were to ask you, how much do you think it costs to get into 3D printing?
I would maybe cheap, maybe I don't know.
Could you give a rough number?
To make a 3D printed gun,
Yeah.
$200.
You're right. Maybe 99 if you get the base price, but yes, $200 you can get it in 3D printing and make any gun without doing out paperwork. But in between, have any wild color or any crazy creation you can think of. So, yeah, good to meet you.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you, boss. Thank you.
Would you like to sign the skateboard?
Why not? Y'all got a pen?
Yeah, I got one. I am Rice, and I met this guy at a gun store, and he's a crazy dude. He printed a Biggest Dickus. I have not printed one of those.
Brown and then one in pink, just to reflect the demographic that that I'm reaching out to.
That is definitely one way to phrase it. So, obviously, like I said, I met you at a gun store. How'd you get into 3D printing?
3D printing? One of my friends told me about Jay Stark, God rest his soul. And then Micro Center had a deal for, it was like $100 off. Ender 3 Pro, and I was like, this is a sign from God to print as many guns as I need to right now. And I listened to God, and I've been printing ever since. And then, and I met you, and I was like, this is another sign from God to print even more. And then I've just been doing that even more too. So thank you for your service. Thank you for all your designs. Keep creating, keep doing great shit stuff. Can I curse on here? Okay, all right.
I mean, I'm not monetized anyway, so yeah, I don't think it really matters. But yeah, it's good to see that people are getting into it, and it's becoming more common. As before, maybe it was like, oh, I'm the only person that's really printing, and I go to the range, and only one person has a gun, or they ask a bunch of questions. But meeting somebody in the wild, that means it's really spreading and going about. Yeah, exactly, just like Pokemon. Do you think more and more people are going to get into it as time goes on?
They have no choice. I mean, like it started out with like the polymer 80s, and then everybody's doing like the frames and stuff. And when people find out that they can like just do it in their kitchen, like homebrew shit, then it's only gonna increase. They just have to get the word out even more. But I mean, the media does a good job at censoring that. But people like people like PSR, and then that are on YouTube, just having a lot of fun with it. That's making it more palatable for more consumers. So, yeah.
That's a good way to phrase it. I mean, like I said, been doing everything good with printing, try to get the good signal out, and like for me too, as the designer, it's good to see people out printing designs, making things. Even if it's not mine, it's good to see that everybody had like the word is getting out there, and people are getting designs out there.
Stop the signal, man.
Yeah.
Can't stop the signal.
So I hope you're having fun. It was a good interview. Like I said, it was good meeting you. I'm sure we're gonna go shooting sometime later when I get my newest designs all up. Would you like to sign the board?
Yes, please. Can I?
Let me get you that marker.